Nobody seems to be noticing what is currently happening to natural gas, as those indicators right here are currently signaling a recession warning. And so to understand the latest price action here at natural gas, in today's video we discuss the most important technicals, fundamentals and also macroeconomics of this commodity. We have recently seen a massive sell-off here at natural gas from the end of January, and we are currently having this massive decrease in momentum, in volume, and we have also seen that the RSI actually moved below its moving average, and they are currently converging here. And so if you have a look at the hourly chart, you do beautifully see that we are currently retesting this level at around $3, which is one of the most important support levels in this area. And if we are actually able to have a reversal from this support level to the upside, the next important level seems to be $3.6 roundabout. We have a look at the RSI. We do see we have a bearish breakout here through the moving average. We're currently retesting this 30 level at the RSI. And so obviously we have seen some selling pressure in recent hours, recent days. But whether this is actually about to be a reversal at this point, whether actually this is sustainable, this bullish trend here at natural gas, we can only answer that by taking a look at the past cycles, because those really showed you what happens in certain situations. If you have a look at those cycles, you do see they do always have a beginning and they do always have an end. And you do see that, for example, the gold to silver ratio and also the copper to gold ratio do always behave in the same kind of way. You do see, for example, here when the great financial crisis occurred, that the gold to silver ratio and the copper to gold ratio always moved in the same order of events. You first see that the gold to silver ratio is dropping because silver is outperforming gold. And then finally, when this is starting to reverse, that most of the time it marks massive crashes here at natural gas. We've seen that reversal here in March of 2008, which has not really been in a downward trend. We've seen that actually being coinciding to this upwards rally. But we've seen already the first signs by this reversal here at the gold to silver ratio. And we've also seen that year-long trend downward here at the copper to gold ratio, which means that copper is actually weaker or actually underperformed against gold. Also a quite a bearish signal, because obviously gold is this safe haven asset. And when this is actually outperforming copper, you do tend to see massive economic downturns follow. Exactly what happened here in 2008. Then we've seen a bunch of cycles actually afterwards. We have always seen this divergence here between natural gas moving higher and the copper to gold ratio moving downward. And that basically always marked those downturns at the natural gas price. And so you do have to have this convergence at the end of the day. You do have to have this natural gas price actually aligning with the copper to gold ratio to the downside. And that's what we've seen happening here in 2011. We've seen that big crash at natural gas. The same thing goes for 2014 again. We've seen that divergence. We've seen again that the gold to silver ratio always moved higher. We've seen a massive economic downturn, or at least a massive sell-off at natural gas follow. So the same thing goes for 2018. We've seen the top, we've seen that divergence again. We've seen that the gold to silver ratio also initially crashed down here before the crash, the bigger crash here happened. But essentially we've seen it move higher for quite a while. Now those instances are numerous. We can see that history always repeats. We can see that we do have times where credit is actually abundant, and we do have times where credit is really scarce. And therefore the money supply is also, or liquidity is therefore also moving in those cycles. If you want to understand more of that, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and like the video so you don't miss future videos, and also support us for work here on YouTube. And so now to conclude, we do have those cycles here at natural gas. They are driven by credit, by liquidity. They are beautifully represented by those divergences here at the natural gas chart and also at copper to gold, and by those ratios between metals. And if you have a look at what is currently happening, we do see that copper is actually again outperforming gold. Gold is outperforming copper by quite a lot for quite a lot of time now. And we've also seen a reversal here at the gold to silver ratio. And whenever this is happening, we at Kronos are quite conservative. We do definitely see a lot of potential for history repeating, that we might see a bigger economic downturn in the next few weeks and months in 2026, essentially. And we've talked about that in earlier videos, and we may already see the beginnings of that with that recent sell-off here in January and February. And so if we do in fact see that invalidation of this $3 level in the next few hours and days, then we are going to have a bigger chance that this is actually about to continue to the downside here. But if you don't want to miss that, please make sure to subscribe to our channel, as we will do a video on exactly that topic in the next few days. Thanks for your support. See you the next time. Bye bye.